let me do my thing here. WLFR Pomona. You are listening to Stacks of Wax. Guest DJ Able in building. Johnny Phones, thanks for looking out for me, bro. I appreciate you giving me the break. So let's just get back to this good music. And actually, I'm in the middle of a good conversation with poet, the performer, the activist, I can say it, the teacher. Because she educates. I'm vintage on I asking. I don't know, but stop.
Word.
So yeah, that's what I'm at with right now.
You was breaking up a little bit, but we here with it. We here with it, brother. Yo, what's up, everybody? You know who it is. It's your girl, it's your big sis, L Vintage. I'm on the ones and twos with DJ Able tonight. We rocking.
Yeah,
we gonna bring the love tonight. Just chopping it up, me and my bro, my big bro, one of my favorite DJs. Listen, we came here to just give y'all a little light and love. It's a little tight out here right now, so we just wanted to open the atmosphere to all this goodness.
Yeah, let's loosen up.
Yeah, loosen it up. We're gonna get this business out the way. I want y'all to hop on over to IG and click click like, follow, share at 609 StageLeft, and over to Facebook at StageLeft. No 609, just StageLeft. Follow your girl, follow your kid. Listen, I'm over here with one of my favorite DJs. You know how we do. He's on the ones and twos tonight in the studio, so he's airing from the studio. DJ Shawn, Wright, aka DJ Able. Listen, what up, big bro?
I'm good. I'm just having a musical experience right now. I'm like totally into it right now.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We know it's a little tight out there right now, and everybody needs that space to release all this edginess going on. You know what I mean?
The only reason it's tight is because they're making it tight. That's the only reason it's tight. But we're gonna loosen them up.
That part. So we're gonna loosen y'all up a little bit tonight. Give y'all some light, some shine, some love. It's voting season, y'all. So you already know what we got. We only got a couple days left. Make sure your ballots are in. Make sure you go to the polls. Don't hand over your ballots to nobody, and make the best candidate win. We already know who the best president candidate is.
Who the best is.
Listen, vote for her. Like I said. But we just, we know what's all out there, what's on the table, and we know what's surrounding. So we just want to make sure y'all get a little of this goodness. So you won't go into your work week, into your weekend with all this stress on you, because God already know what the best thing is. What's up, bro? What's up? Tell him. Talk to him. What you stitching and scratching on tonight?
Well, you know what? This is more like a feel-good listening session for me right now. I got some Quincy Jones "Summer in the City" playing right now, which is his reworking of a Stevie Wonder classic. But the Far Side used the Quincy Jones version to make their song "Passing Me By." So I'm just sharing his history on records right now.
Yeah, just in case y'all don't know Far Side, they had the dopest MC album mixed with jazz, hip hop, all that good crunk.
And it was the Bizarre Ride to the Far Side was their debut album, and their follow-up on that was Lab Cabin, California. Two great classic albums from one of the most interesting rap groups out of California, who weren't gangster rappers. They were heavily influenced by lyricism and avant-garde sound. So you never check them out. Look into the Far Side catalog. I recommend it, seriously.
Listen, man. First of all, that was the first time, and the first time I really ever paid attention to the horns in hip hop. That a lot of our hip hop artists were playing jazz tracks and utilizing saxophones and horns in their background. Man, ain't nothing like it, man. Ain't nothing like it.
No. Hey, and since we're talking about that, got to give a big up to a Tribe Called Quest, who finally have been acknowledged in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right? Get your flowers, brothers. Woo.
Yeah, and
I was excited about that, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
Definitely
let's
was
definitely
a
talk
highlight in
about
the
that.
last couple of weeks.
Yo, man, that was exciting. And I didn't even get a
Well, let me
chance
ask
to
you.
see the whole show.
Well, you know what? It's on YouTube. I tell everybody, check out the Tribe Called Quest tribute because they had a lot of great performances. Members of De La Soul, Black Thought from the Roots jumped in there. I mean, for just to be honored and have such high caliber artists, honor
Yeah,
you like that, I ain't mad at that at
yeah,
all.
man. And still out there bringing the fire and the heat, man. Listen, I tell these young boys today, like, if you're not lasting past 5 years, you ain't getting in, man. You ain't getting in.
No,
They be
no.
one hit, one rapping to their tracks.
You know what? This I gotta be honest. I hate saying it like this because I hate sounding like the old guy at the barbershop. But unfortunately, I'm turning into that guy. But this has been the most disposable era of music I have ever seen in a long time. In a
Wow.
long time. I mean, these artists aren't. They're not even here today, going tomorrow. They here today, going today.
Yeah, that part. That part.
Yeah,
No, no endurance.
different.
Just wipe the shelves. One hit wonders.
Yeah.
And then not
It's,
even that. They just not lasting at all. Likewise.
oh, honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of them don't know how to perform.
Mm,
I mean, going into the studio is always going to be a particular process, no matter what era you're
yeah.
in. But I'm seeing too many what I call entitled attitudes toward music from some of the younger crop artists. I'm not going to say all because there's some young artists out there that I do have my eye on, and I like what they're doing. But
Yeah.
it's the work ethic after the studio that I'm kind of questioning because right now music doesn't sell the way it used to, not in the
Nah,
way
no.
it used to anyway. I mean, a lot of music now is sold on product placement, to be honest.
Word.
Get
That's
your
true.
song placed in somebody's commercial, somebody's movie. Um, advertising money is good money. But a lot of these artists, as far as performance wise,
Yeah.
and I try not to be that guy, but the one thing I don't like that a lot of them do, and some of them may have an explanation for it, is performing with the vocal track.
Yeah.
That's
That
not even
part.
respecting your work, let alone respecting the audience. Because if you're just going to perform to the vocal track, I could get my grandson. Think about that. I need my grandson to perform somebody's song for me,
Yeah.
and he'll
That's
probably have more energy than they will.
we got a lot of Milli Vanillis up out this thing.
And the crazy thing is, but you know what though? For the damage that they did to Milli Vanilli, for that to become an acceptable form of performance now, then they owe them the surviving brother, because one of them committed
Yeah.
suicide.
Yeah.
They owe
Word.
him a great apology, and they need to give him back his Grammy.
I know that's right, man. I said the same thing. Like,
Give
yo,
it back.
y'all humiliated them brothers.
Yeah,
Mashed them.
it's never seen anything like it.
I think the respect for the music nowadays is like, yo, I can make me one hit and degrade or downplay a bunch of stuff, and then go ahead and pop out a little dance to it, and then everybody gonna rock to it, but nobody's listening to the actual lyrics, man.
Right.
Nobody's paying attention to the seeds it's planting. Like, and that's what I was saying. I had this conversation with some of my young boys. They was like, yo, Miss L, you don't, they call me Miss L. Miss L, you don't know what you're talking about. You gotta just listen to the tracks. I'm like, yo, I'm listening. But
I'm listening. You
if
know what
it's
though? Some of the
kill yourself,
production of the track I like. Some of the
right?
production on the track I like. I can ignore what you're saying and appreciate the work of the production of this track
That
as
part.
opposed to yeah. And
It's like
and
it's
it's
like a suicide bash. That's what it is. It's like there's nothing real meaningful that'll catch the eye. It's that everything sounds the same and it's moving the same. You know what I mean? In the same direction without the substance. The substance. Like we in the era of music, like that's these 80s, 90s hip hop, it was always about like, yo, what I'm doing is I'm spitting this. I need somebody to feel what I'm saying and hear what I'm saying because this is real life. This is what I'm going through. But it wasn't like I'm going to bash my sister over here and I'm going to bash my brother. A beef was a real legitimate beef. And we battling on bars.
But man, but you know what though? And as I said, I try to keep and stay mindful of the entire catalog of music in my era because there were some songs that were meant to be, let's say, ratchet, sensational, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'm from the generation of the original Two Live Crew Luke parties. I've been to those parties. It lived up to everything I thought a Luke party would and should be. So I'm not gonna be mad at enjoying ratchetness. I'm not gonna be mad at that. What I'm gonna be mad at is if that's the only staple of what you're doing, something is wrong. I need diversity of styles of music.
Man, listen. And then everybody's mixing it up. So it's almost like, you know, nowadays, like, yo, on some real, I heard the dopest Queen Latifah track the other day. It's Queen Latifah and she's been dropping like little snippets of stuff, which is like, for me, that's soundproof right there. Like, you know what I mean? I could dig on that. It was Queen Latifah. Let me look it up. It was and then you got Big Daddy Kane. There's so many of our artists from our people that's like, yo, that's just dropping hits after hits after hits right now. Busta dropping a whole new album.
You know what's crazy about Busta's career? Because the last album, the previous album he put out, which I thought was a great album, but in all honesty, the general public, they're still loving Busta on other people's records when he like does a guest verse.
Yeah.
But they're not supporting his full length releases the way they used to. And I don't understand why, because the man is still, he hasn't lost a step in his ability to rhyme.
Man,
the last album he put out though, I was a little disappointed in some of the production. Like he did a song with BBD, where he used the Poison song as the base of the song.
Right.
And I was expecting, and BBD was in the video, but I was expecting a little more of an original collaboration as opposed to just remaking or reworking the Poison record. And I say that because he didn't do a better job than the actual Poison record.
No, listen,
me.
You know what my thing is though? My thing is that even without like, and I feel you on the production part, you know what I mean? Like he didn't, but even without that, like this dude still hit a stage.
Oh yeah, stage wise, if he never puts out another record, he has enough of a catalog. He can perform literally worldwide and off the planet if it was possible with his catalog.
Yeah. Man, and be having bars at the bar. What's crazy is he just did the BET, was it BET Awards? The 2020 BET Awards, because him, Sierra, and Missy are all on a tour together. And when I tell
is that tour still going?
Yeah, they still got. I think they still have like maybe 4 or 5 cities left. But like he's it's like he's even in his golden era. You know what I mean? He still pumps out the same type of strength as he did then. You know what I mean? And that's what blows my mind. Him, Big Daddy Kane, Dougie Fresh. You know what I mean? Like we still got our pioneers, our people out here that's still rocking and rolling, which is dope. That's what I love.
You know what? I'm actually happy that ever since the build up to the 50th anniversary of hip hop, all these great old school artists started getting work like never before. Because there was a time where they just weren't getting the bookings And as the years got closer to the 50th anniversary, you start seeing more and more old school concerts and tours, and they be packed out. Packed out. Just don't back and say it.
Let's get this love in for all of them jokers, man, because they
Yeah.
put in time. I was watching uh Drink Champs,
Which episode?
the one with Pete Rock.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Him and
Yo,
Common got an album out.
right, exactly. Yo, and it really shocked me because a lot of people thought he just fell off when he really didn't. Him and CL Smooth had an issue, and they never like really went back to hash it out. You know what I'm saying? But he's still been
Right.
putting out work, and he had still been writing for other people. And so he was saying, like I see you. I was gonna call you by grandmama name, but I ain't gonna do that. Hey, boo, big brother. Wait, I'm gonna put it up there right now. You see him? It's sad.
Oh, there
That
it is. Yeah, I see him now.
that G
So
up here.
Hey, Thad, if you could come up to the studio, I'm gonna be up here for at least another hour. Come hang out with me. I'm at the studio. Come hang out.
Uh-huh. Zip boom over there. Let me see your face.
That's it.
Man. But yeah, so he was saying that people was just, thinking and thinking that he was just not, producing or doing anything anymore. It's like, we at some point we got to really visualize them, and when we get to a specific stage, we grow out of what we was and what people was accustomed to seeing us do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we still keep the same significant caliber of who we are in the forefront. And that's what I like about it. Like, yo, Pete Rock, that's my man, 100 grand. I need to see him. I need to see some Grand Puba. I need to see, like, it's still a lot of artists that we haven't seen in a minute. So, I'm hopeful for that one big boom of a hip hop flash.
Well, tell you the truth, I love the way the shows are being spread out. Because I just saw something recently. The lineup for this year's concert in Atlantic City in January, MLK weekend. It's going to be another big weekend for hip hop.
MLK, yeah. I mean, you know what? And the city's been consistent with making sure those hip hop shows are on during that weekend, which is good. You know what I mean? Because everybody's looking forward to it, and it be packed, and the football hall be shut down.
But you know what though? But it's smart of them to do that, because I'm gonna be quite frank with you, and this can be another conversation where we can have it now. A lot of before the summer season hits, in order to keep business coming to Atlantic City, they rely on the black promoters that put on shows that keeps us coming out, because we're more or less their survival food during the winter season.
True.
They wouldn't give us this type of access during the summer season, because they know because of the season they're going to have an influx anyway. But they rely on the black promoters, and I'm going to say it like that because it's true, to keep the business coming in during the winter. Because we'll come out if it's something we want to see.
We're being minks and gators.
Yeah.
Come out. Oh, y'all, it's wintry out here, but we still come out and we produce those numbers. And that's true, because we'll say it all the time. Yo, if we could just get a summer back out this thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think the last big summer, as far as hip hop in the city, this was before DMX passed, when they had that last show on the beach in the boardwalk.
Yep. Remember that.
And
Fat Joe.
Everybody came out, but when DMX came out, I'm like, yo. I haven't seen a reaction like that since. But I'm just saying. But we don't get that type of access in the summer. They'll give it to us in the winter. I guess maybe they figure it's too cold to really act up. I guess.
I guess. I guess. But yo, as long as y'all pumping out the 789, they're gonna have to respect it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yo,
Yeah.
shout out to the
But you know,
789 in this joint. Always keeping people rocking and rolling, keeping the brothers and the sisters out there popping out. Let me pop out tonight.
you know what? I definitely love and appreciate you for that. Because because honestly, I can't believe how much time has passed since the first 789. And the next one we're gonna do is actually planned for March. And we're
Word.
gonna do that one as a tribute for our fallen brother Ramon. Um, because actually his passing really stopped a lot of the 789. But we
Yeah,
brought it
man.
back this past 18th of October. We threw our first joint since he passed, but we're really gonna do it up big for March 2025.
That's man. I definitely got to be in the building. I want to be in the building for that. Shout out to Ramon Black Dynamite McClellan.
Dynamite.
If y'all don't know who this brother was, you missed him, man. It broke our hearts. We lost a good brother, and we still feeling that loss. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
because a lot of the events, even Boo Ray, him and DJ Cat, K-Ad, you, all of us was down there. It's like, you know, when you shaking and moving, and this even go back to Venice Park. Remember the restaurant back in Venice Park? The boathouse?
Yeah, the old waterway in.
Whoa, man.
Yep.
What? We was out that thing heavy. And, you know,
Hey, you know what's funny? Well,
go ahead.
long story short, the funny thing about it was they asked me to be a part of their open mic because they actually saw what I was doing with the flow session, and right after I shut it down, I put the challenge out there for anybody that feel like they can take it to the next level. The responsibility is yours. Carry the torch.
Right.
And they had approached me, and even though I wasn't really a part of their thing until later on, I was just, it just validated that we did do something right with the flow session because they were the ones who picked up the torch and carried it for as far as they carried it. And then we got together again when we got to Boo-Ray, and we had a chance to make you a feature. We got a chance to make Thad a feature, and a number of other artists that got that. So in a way, they kind of they kept my spirit open because I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be the lead dude. Not really. I already had my run, but they kept it going.
Yeah.
And they brought me back to
it. We had a lot of love out there, man. That's the one thing I shout out to Pain too, yo. If y'all don't know, Beautiful Lies is coming back to the city. Get your tickets. Don't front.
Yeah, get your tickets. Matter of fact, Thad Gaskins is on here now, and I know he got a stack of tickets. So if you want to get tickets, hit up Kaya Payne, hit up Thad Gaskins. Who is another one of the most talented people I've had the opportunity to know in my lifetime.
Man,
the brother does it all.
Oh, does it all. From anime, from horror fiction. Need some more of them horror stories, brother.
Man. But
yeah, that's man. Just shout out to Kaya. Shout out to everybody that's in it, in the show, in the play. Man, listen, when I tell y'all it's nothing like it, she does it real. And it's a beautiful sight to see all homegrown local artists.
Yeah, and to be honest, Kaya Payne she's actually keeping stage production alive in this area because Atlantic City has a very long tradition of artists. And playwrights, and one of the people who I think that she's definitely carrying the torch for was oh man, my boy Kevin that used to throw the plays, Kevin Cheatham.
Oh, Cheatham.
He was the first guy that I got to experience somebody who would put on productions in the city. Incorporate local aspiring artists to get on the stage, and he did it the old-fashioned way. He would have his productions at Uptown Complex, New Jersey Avenue School,
How?
and he gave and he used the resources that were available to him. And honestly, an artist like that now would be a Tyler Perry because he didn't do anything different. The only thing different was the access to internet.
Yeah.
To be honest,
and moving to the big screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is crazy. I was just telling somebody the other day, you hear a lot of stuff. And one of the things people get caught up in is how they feel like people are in it for the money, they this, they that. They was talking about how Kurt Franklin, they felt like he was fake and all of that. And I'm like, yo, y'all gotta look at the dynamics of what this man has done since he was a young. Everybody that he sung got their own productions or major starts with, producers, their own music, making their own money. He comes out a lot of artists that are doing great things right now. And a lot of those artists are also on big stage and in movies with Tyler Perry. So it's like, you got to watch what you say because the connection always adds up when you're in the right place at the right time. I feel the same way about Kaya. I feel the same way about Kevin. I feel the same way about Miss Phyllis Hawkins. Like a lot of the people that they've dealt with have been under. We've moved on to a lot of bigger things. You know what I mean? And the credit goes to those people. Tireless. You know what I mean? Credit goes to those people who are consistent in theater art and making it happen to showcase what we actually have in our community endeavors. That's the dopest thing ever for me.
So I had to switch the track up. I'm back.
It's all good.
But man, let's talk about MSG. I've already seen a number of people's reactions online in real time. And what was your take on that Nazi show?
Yo, man, listen. I was in here looking at the news like, yo, man, I'm just sick of these people. I think it's more so they don't know how to degrade anyone else. So they're just coming from who they feel like is the most vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like, who says something like there's an island full of trash? There's an island a floating island in the middle of the sea with trash, like filled with trash. Like who says something like that? And then you out
they do. But you know what though? I'm loving the blowback that they're getting and the responses that the Latin community have and how they've responded.
That part. Because Anna Navarro surely got up on there and gave them a piece of her mind. She surely got up on. She was on an interview yesterday, Anna Navarro, and when I tell you, she blew them out the water. She was like, "I'm just over these people. Like there hasn't been a display of I want to bring the nation together at all by these folks. You know what I mean? It's like we doing the most treasonous thing while we're tearing the people down that you're asking for the votes. They want your votes, but they're going to kick you in the back and roll you over at the same time.
But the one thing I'm taking away from all this, I love how it's shining light on people that are so close to my air. I'm like, now that I know what you feel and what you really think, now I can keep my eye on you. Thanks for exposing yourself. Thank you. Thank
that
you.
Part.
Yeah. If I didn't see you before,
it's some people that look like us. It's some people that look like us too.
Yo, I'll say it like this. I'm waiting for the election to be over so I can see those same people. So I can say, keep the same energy.
That part.
You had it. Stick with them folks that you claim and just be with them. Because I already know you're not with me.
Keep the energy going. Same energy. Now we know what we're really made of.
And just pray that I don't match your energy.
That part. That part, and it really blew my mind to like to hear and see, especially our brothers. You know what I mean? You're willing to go and vote for a man who downgrades and who disintegrates the culture by which you were born under. That's your mother, your grandmother, your ancestors. That's your children, your daughter. If you're willing to accept that now, when he gets in, and that Project 2025 hit, and say you got a record or not, say you got issues. You think he's gonna overlook your issues? Nah, he's not. You're gonna be just as much on the chopping block as everybody else.
This is what my thing is with him, and this is why I don't understand why they don't see it. When Trump doesn't get his way from his people, how quickly he throws them under the bus. What makes you think he's not going to throw you under the train?
That part, yo. He said, bro, they talked about how during the January 6th escapade, they had that whole blow up down there in Capitol, at the Capitol. How they asked him, well, where's your vice president? Where's your VP? Is he all right? He said he didn't know. He said he didn't care.
Yeah.
He's all right.
I'll tell you what else got me too. So his followers, them mega fanatics, who went all out for him. I mean, okay, you all in, y'all proved it, but then come to find out after all that nonsense claiming the election was fixed, and then the news come out that he finally acknowledged that it wasn't.
Right.
He won't say it during the campaign, but it's already proven he acknowledged that he accepted it. Now, what you got to say to all them people that went through and still going through whatever crimes they were charged with on his behalf?
That part.
And all that nonsense he talked about, he'll put up their bail and all this. I don't know one person he put up $1 for.
Nah, he not putting up no dollars for it. We in Atlantic City, we can tell you that the best.
That's why I laughed. That's why I laughed at the whole idea of him even winning this thing and fooling so many people outside of New Jersey, because people fail to acknowledge the state of New Jersey. He did not win the state of New Jersey at all. When he got into office, the state of New Jersey knew what he was, and we was like, nah, we ain't going for that. But the rest of the country got fooled, and that's what kept me laughing at all them Trump supporters. Yeah, we won. I'm like, well, he's not my president. He didn't win my state. I don't acknowledge him.
Who is he? Nah, listen, I told him, he came to Wildwood and Cape May Indivisible.
Tore that down up.
Yeah, right. Cape May Indivisible, right? Which is shout out to Cape May Indivisible, boots on the ground down in Ocean County, Cape May County. They doing it big. Cape May Indivisible invited me to speak, right? And Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's son came too, and he was actually there as their keynote speaker, and I opened up before him. I opened up for him. And when I tell you the mess, the debacle this man created, we was literally right outside the Wildwood Convention Center. It was people, the hecklers were throwing stuff at us. They was throwing stuff out of the windows up in the hotel, just pouring stuff down, just crazy. With that, and that didn't strike me as odd, but what struck me as odd is all the people that said, oh, he's doing New Jersey some great justice. I said to them after I heard them say that, to the hecklers, I said, it's obvious that none of you had a job in the casino, and if you did, you lying to yourself.
Yeah.
If you had a job in the casino, you lying to yourself to think that this man's going to save you from anything. Because what he did was undermine the culture, the community, and the work ethic right here. I said, how many of y'all was out there when he scraped TRUMP off of the building? And thousands of people without jobs.
And what about all the contractors who never got paid for work that they did? And because they didn't have access to the resources to keep their lawsuits going, he literally
Right.
waited them out until they ran out of money so that they couldn't continue their suits against them.
Exactly. Waited. He waited till he ran out of Americanized money. All that money that he got is thrown up in foreign diplomacy while he's sleeping in the bed with the enemy. Bro, man, listen. Listen, the crazy part about it is he keeps Putin and Kim Jong-un in his back pocket. This guy knows exactly what he's doing. If that ain't treason by itself, I don't know what is. Like, yo, he's really telling y'all that he's doing what he's doing against the country's constitutional backing and will. He's doing what he's doing on purpose. And y'all mean to tell me y'all still trying to put this man in?
No, I'll tell you what really bothers me. All those people who was all co-signing the whole ageism argument that Trump tried to put on Biden about how come they're not worried about that being applied to Trump, since now that he's the oldest candidate, and you can see he is deteriorating terribly.
Yeah, he is.
I gotta be honest, I don't know if he's really deteriorating or if he's trying to set up some type of thing so that in case he doesn't win and the lawsuits come in, and he's trying to set up some type of backup plans that he's not fit for trial.
Listen, this right. That
I don't
part.
know.
The same reason why they
me.
trial back now.
Yeah.
They just keep pushing it back. Every time you look, oh, we're gonna hold this off until after the elections. After a while, y'all just gonna try and wipe it off the table. But you know, this man is deplorable to this country. It's not good.
Yeah. Not good at all. And I don't know what worries me more. The young people, the young black people that are for Trump. Because I was watching there's this family on YouTube. I don't want to say their names because I don't want to give them any shine. But it's a family of brothers who built their following. First, they were doing reaction videos on sports. Then they started doing reaction videos. They eventually transitioned into doing reaction videos on this election. And they've made it very clear they are not for Kamala. And their exact words were, they're sick of seeing Kamala. And they're defending some of the things that Trump says. And these are guys that are in an age bracket that are, I would say, young college age students. But they seem so unaware of what's going on. I'm like, but they have if you check their views and how many people are watching them, it's scary to me.
Wow. That's what it is. It's like, let me throw out these promises, these broken promises that I know I'm not going to uphold. And let me tell them why they shouldn't vote for Kamala, right? And let me show them why I'm telling them not to vote for. And what strikes me as odd is a lot of our brothers, be them having had records or not records, having been incarcerated or not incarcerated, are coming against her because they felt, quote unquote, she just put brothers behind bars. And I'm like, that's your problem. Y'all don't like to read, and you don't like to do your research, and you don't like to find out the things that was going on. Like, a lot of guys just feel like, and there's some too, there shouldn't be consequential implications for the things that they've done. You know what I mean? So I should allow you to get this because you said I'm black. It's the black factor. It's not just about you. I'm here to do a job. And so it's just like if you was the chief of police here in Pleasantville and you felt like the chief of police was harassing you. Mind you, I know about that harassment. And a lot of times it was us that was harassing us. It was the others that was harassing us. But we fell up under the bracket because we didn't want to come against, you know what I'm saying? Our people didn't want to go even when they knew it was wrong. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't understand how when you in a position to make change, to rewrite change. No, I'm not just putting you behind here and not making the change. But why? You know what I mean? But you got to come back out and be able to do your just work and be what you're supposed to be and not continuing the activities that you was in. I'm supposed to just give you a pass for that because we're black. I'm black and you're black.
No, this is what my thing is, and some people are gonna have a problem with this. I go by the saying: if you decide to involve yourself in illegal activity, if you decide to, then you have to accept the consequences that come with that when you are brought to trial. Whatever the laws were at the time is the penalty that you're going to have to deal with. Now, do I think some of those penalties back in the day were overboard? Absolutely. Do I think some of that stuff needs to be abolished now? Absolutely. But for her to do the job that she did, regardless of how you felt about it, she did her job to the maximum that she was supposed to do her job because of her position. Okay? Does she look back on some of her decisions back then? I'm sure she does. I'm sure she has numerous regrets of some things that never should have been charged as severely as they did. But that comes with the passing of time.
It does.
Okay?
It does.
Comes with the passing of time.
Oh, my God.
So for those who have a problem with whatever or how aggressively she went after whoever she went after, that's what was required for the position she was in. Now, on the flip side of that, Trump is not qualified to make any of those decisions that she had to make. And you expect me to believe that he's qualified to make decisions as a president and he doesn't have to. What did he do? Okay, he's been a businessman who's had numerous businesses that he bankrupt. He's had numerous suits that he was charged for immoral activity on his behalf. So it's not, you can't even compare the two. They're totally different. One is somebody who has has a proven track record of whether you agree with everything she's done in every position she had. I don't expect anyone to agree with everything, but she has a track record.
Man, listen, you know, it's funny though. A lot of these young brothers is that the ones that are saying all that they're saying against her and saying that they're not going to vote. They not once said anything to any of these racist judges out here that just stamped time on time on time. You know what I mean? And
put that same energy on the active judges that you feel are corrupt now.
That part.
Put that same energy into that. And let me just see what you can or can't do in regards to expressing how you feel. And I'll tell you one thing. And you know what else I don't want to hear? Okay. Sorry, young people. If you decided to get into an illegal lifestyle and you got caught, I will pray that you have been rehabilitated and have the opportunity to go the legal route when you get out. But as far as I'm concerned, all that free my person this, free my person that. If they did the crime, if they really did that, they need to stay. I save my free such and such for people who are unjustly in prison, or someone who was defending themselves, their family member. If you had to go outside the law to protect someone from being harmed, I will say free you. But I'm not for free the criminal who did the crime. Serve your time. And when you get out, I pray that you have been rehabilitated and are ready to contribute to society.
Man, and for right now, they looking. If she gets in, I want. What are you going to do for me? And I like the way she put that. She responded to that. It's not about what am I going to do for you. It's not just about the culture and the black. We're going to make sure our black culture and our black people get what the things that they need because we have been unjustly separated, set aside from all of the things that we rightfully should have. However, her
Yeah.
job, what she said, her job is to consider the entire nation of people. The United States of America, the culture is not just to. We can't just single out one culture. We have multiple
Well,
people, multiple cultures here.
and 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 then one thing I also agree in, you can't depend on the president to solve everything. You need to be involved with your local
That part,
politics to make a
that part.
difference in the area you live.
That's
You know
yo.
what I think it is? The mistake is, and I don't know who really to put the blame on for this. Somehow we have not been properly educated, or maybe we've forgotten. Because honestly, the public school era I come from days of good public school
Mm-hmm.
education, where they told us and taught us what the breakdown of the government and how it works.
Absolutely.
And if you didn't get it in school, you can get it in after what was that? Schoolhouse Rock. They have numerous videos that you can watch
Yeah, that part. Yes, they
that
do.
that a
Schoolhouse Rock.
child can easily understand.
Hmm. It is,
Watch
I said that
Schoolhouse
the other
Rock.
day.
Watch I Am a Bill.
Yo, listen, I was saying that the other day. I was in this forum. I was talking to some people from there, like Trenton area for DCP&P, Department of Children and Families, and there was a lady on there who was talking about how they need to go to the federal, federal bureau to change the policy that's here. I said, yo, I said, you looking at it backwards. I said, anything that happens in your local vicinity, policies that are changed in your local vicinity, in your local townships and boroughs, you must go local first. From local, then you go to the state. From the state, then you go federal. If you cannot, to the actual government where those offices are down in DC and some of the federal offices are across country. You have to change the policies and help to rewrite the policies that are stature in your local, because if you don't, many people don't realize the strength at the local level, what it does for politics. They overlook that. Oh, let me go change it at the state level. Nah, because the state not going to hear you. Number one, you now have a petition. You don't have enough signatures. You're not trying to change and have the correct wording and language. You got to go to your local boards and your local councils and those places that are the city hall in your local borough, because those are where the policies and stuff are being changed.
I agree. Yes, indeed.
They don't know that, bro. Man.
Well, they got a choice. They can learn it now or learn it later, but you're gonna learn it.
You gotta learn it.
You're gonna learn it.
Man, listen, you already know. It's just been. We want everybody to feel. You know what I mean? This is a short urgency. You know what I mean? This election is urgent and it's very important. It was what we were telling people even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Come 24, it's going to be more than just important. That's why it's important to continue to keep voting. I hear so many people, oh, I ain't voting. This man from Philly got up there on the news last night and said, I ain't voted since we said Woodson was in office. I said that was in the 90s. Like what? He's 61. I said, bro, you ain't voted since then. There's a problem on the table because now your children, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's funny too because election day, I must. I don't want to put anybody out there, but I knew somebody who did not vote because for really what was considered religious reasons. They don't get involved in politics. They didn't see the point of it. I'm like, the point is, if you choose not to, you don't have any say to complain about anything that's going on.
Yeah.
At the very least, you have an obligation to vote, so that even if the person you vote for is not doing what you vote them in office for, you have the right to hold them accountable and to call
That's
them
it.
out.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I bit off
So,
enough apples for that one. Oh,
yeah.
you remember you saying this right there on the boardwalk at boardwalk?
I tell you who else I can't stand. That dude, Van Drew.
Oh yeah.
Okay. First off,
Listen.
when he tricked all them black people into helping him when he was quote unquote with the Democratic Party, then he switched over to the other party after he done gotten all those what I call photo ops.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Trying to make it seem like everybody was support.
And I'm like, nah, no. You done already fooled us. You done fooled us. No, I don't know. You get nothing here.
Listen, what I see now is, especially when it comes to, now he's out on the endeavor of Stanley Holmes Village.
Mm-hmm.
Endeavor
Let's
of
talk
Stanley
about
Holmes.
it. Let's talk about it.
You know what I mean? My thing is, these people, Stanley Holmes has been going through what has been going through for so long. In the beginning, if you was really willing to help and to do something about it in the beginning, when you knew them people was without heat, hot water, and safe dwelling, that was 10, 15 years ago, you would have been on it. But now you want to vote. It's voting season and everybody see this. So now what you're doing is you're playing a part. And it's crazy because our people, we be bamboozled, man. We be bamboozled. We dog those of us that's out there trying to assist them and getting them to help and being loud and making sure that the state hears what's going on. We throw us to the bus. But when Pee Wee Herman and them come through, dressed in a suit, he's doing this and he's doing that. He's really not. He's racking up votes. Because as long as you can say, oh, he was the only person out here helping us. What? He was the only person out here that gave time.
Well, this is what I'm going to say about Atlantic City politics. And I really try not to speak on it because I'm no longer a resident. I'm limited to my personal opinion because I have no way of affecting change in that city because I no longer live. I'm no longer a resident.
Right.
So I can only speak on in a historical context currently. If I ever move back to the city, then whatever my opinion is going to be my opinion, and whoever don't like it, they just don't like it. But for now, as I said, not a resident.
That part.
But okay, so from the outside looking in and knowing what I know about Atlantic City has always, and I'm saying historically speaking, had a very fine line drawn that interweave with criminal activity and politics. They go hand in hand because the city is built. The city has always been built on that. Come on, it was the gangsters' playground back in the day.
Yes, sir.
When you have that kind of history, you really shouldn't be surprised at all by some of the shenanigans, and that's what I'll call it, shenanigans that goes on. Okay, when I was a kid, the very first criminal mayor that I was aware of was Mayor Matthews. He literally had connections to the schools. Okay, to the mob. All right. So, and every mayor since then, if you really want to dive deep into questionable behaviors, you can't be running anything in a city that's built on gambling. You can't really not expect to find some type of questionable dealings, no matter how far up or down the chain you go. There's always going to be something questionable. Now, with me saying that, you also have to look at what they did do that you have to validate as good for the community. I'll speak on right now, one of my favorite things going on in Atlantic City is the programs for the senior citizens that, from my perspective, I'm seeing. I have a cousin who is in his 90s. He's one of the oldest people that participates in the programs that the city does for the seniors. Talking with him, so far, the city is taking care of the seniors very well.
That's a great thing.
So if I have to pick something that is done well, I have to say the senior citizens that live in Atlantic City are given great care. My cousin I'm speaking on, he's the same person who a couple of months back, some juveniles from Baltimore who had stolen cars drove up to New Jersey, and they were doing right. They were robbing people. They were jacking people on the site. My cousin, unfortunately, was one of those people who got jacked. 90-something-year-old man, pistol pointed at him, beaten, robbed. Thankfully, they caught those people. I sent a message to the city, thanking them for being on the job and actually catching those guys, those young people that did that heinous crime, because they had robbed a number of people before they got caught. Yeah. So, with that being said, do I think there's things that can be changed? Any city you go in, you're going to find some type of questionable activity by whoever's in office.
Yeah.
You are. So, and some things will have to be confronted. Okay, some things have to be confronted when the time is right. But you also have to acknowledge good work that was done when it was done.
Definitely. I'm big on that. You know what I mean? You're doing great. Keep moving. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing it. You know what I mean? But we also definitely have to hold everyone accountable. Like, you know what I mean? Don't ask me from, you want me to vote, but you don't want me to hold you accountable in that voting situation. You want me to just ignore everything that's going on because you did 10 things good over here. When you do something major over here that can actually impede on the livelihood and jobs of so many, that doesn't get ignored. Now we have to go back to the board and we have to question these things. You know what I mean? So I feel what you're saying, and that's the biggest part of politics, because most people they'll get fed, but they'll keep their mouth shut. You know what I mean? They don't want to go back and say, wait, but this didn't feel right. Like what happened here and here? So it's tough.
So that's why it is tough. But I still say the residents of any city, especially if you're a resident who participates in the process of voting, you have every right to address whatever concerns you have, and you should. Because if they're not addressed, then whether the person who is not doing the right thing, whether they inadvertently don't know or know and don't care, it's the responsibility of the community to hold them accountable.
That part.
So that's all I got to, and that's what I got to say on that. As I said, certain things, and I try to make people understand this, because I am not I'm not going to speak on what's going on in the city I don't live in like that. I can't. My opinion can only be but so far. Now, if you ask me what's going on where I live, I'll tell you what's on my mind where I live and what I think needs to be changed here. I'll speak on that all day. But as I said, I'm limited to speak on any place that I don't live. I'm limited.
Listen, man, we live in the United States of America. My man he's saying these here United States of Americas. We got to start holding these people accountable.
Oh,
Man, listen,
Now,
it's becoming more eerie even when you look even at the local, side of things. I feel what you're saying. I'm gonna speak on my vicinity and where I'm at, and then, but I'm boots on the ground in everybody's vicinity, and I done seen some terrible things. I'm like, woo, y'all doing politics like that? Politics out here is like the Deltona 500.
I gotta close out the show because believe it or not, the podcast is lasting longer than the radio show. I gotta
Yo,
log out. Hold on 1 second.
all right.
1 second. WLFR 91.7. Yeah, that's gonna do it for Stacks of Wax. Guest DJ.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Show. Eric B and Rakim gave us I Don't Sweat the Technique. Simply E gave us Play My Funk. The Roots gave us Stay Cool. Asher Roof featuring Talib Kweli gave us Smooth Swinging. Lace Nubian featuring Black Thought gave us Taboo, the Roots remix. Jill Scott gave us A Long Walk. Bobby Caldwell gave us Open Your Eyes. Caravan gave us Liquid Liquid. And Quincy Jones gave us Summer in the City. His reworking of the Stevie Wonder classic. Well, that's going to do it for me. I'm about to get up out of here. It's been a nice Wednesday night, and I can't believe how good the weather has been this late in October. I'm loving it. I wore shorts all day today and felt comfortable, and I plan on doing it again because it's supposed to be 70-something degrees up to 80 later in the week. What's better than that? Nothing. Well, I'm out of here. WLFR Pomona. You listen to Stacks of Wax. Guest DJ Abel is out. Johnny Phones will be back next week. But until then, I'll see y'all on Sunday for Soul Revival. All right? Peace.
Yo, listen, y'all listening to my brother WFLR. He's on live. He was filling in tonight, but he was doing his DJ thing and making people happy on the music tip, playing that good old school and that real rap, hip hop, MC, and the real basis of what our music is. That's what I love to see. So, we ain't biased around here. We want everybody to get their flowers. And this your big sis right here on Stage Left. We in here tonight. We just trying to give y'all some information, some love, and some light. Switch it up a little bit and bring good information to you in hopes that in this voting season, even in this voting season, you don't go down distressed, stressed, or overwhelmed. Just get to the polls and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's not put the people in there that shouldn't be in there. Let's go wholeheartedly for what we know. That's righteousness, peace, and love. That's goodness. That's wholeness for our country, our community, men, and our civilization, of course, because if we not, Project 2025 going to have its back picking cotton, and we ain't going back. We ain't going back.
No,
we ain't
going back. We turn the page. Matter of fact, we closing that whole book. We bringing out a whole new novel right now.
Real talk. That's it. We rewriting history right now. Let them know we not the ones to keep playing with because we got a lot of work to do. We're gonna keep doing that. We're gonna keep showing the strength and why we're strong right here on the soil of what we consider a freed country. So, man.
It's been El, we can do this anytime and every time, whenever you're ready. I appreciate you having me on your platform. And I have to say, I love seeing my Flow Session alumni doing so well. So before we go, let me just give a few shout outs. First, shout out to you for expanding what you do and reaching many hearts and minds and souls. Big up to Kaya Montague, who is now who has jumped into the podcast game. She's killing the game right now. She's always been one of my favorite poets, writers, and entrepreneurs, because she started with a greeting card company that her and her sister created using some of her poetry. She's expanded into writing novels, which are doing very well. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to speak this into existence. I'm looking forward to seeing her works in the books get converted into film projects. Better yet, series projects, because I'm noticing the trend. More people are creating web series. And that market is going very well right now. So Anybody that's trying to expand in that area, I'm all for it. Yes.
Word up, word up. Hey, and shout
Oh,
out to Michelle Mosley.
oh yeah.
She's part of the
Sip and
big movie,
discuss.
big screen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we doing
Big screen and her podcast. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. That's sip and discuss. Doing big
Yes,
things, man.
indeed.
Doing big things.
Yeah.
I'm proud of this. And speaking of closed session alum, it's time. We just gonna plug this in the air. You know what I mean? When we get it right, we get it right. That flow session,
But
alumni session, reunion thing.
oh, it's still coming, but I stopped putting plans on saying a specific date because I've learned a
Yeah, no
long
doubt.
time ago. Sometimes it's not it'll be right when it's right, and
Yeah,
I'm waiting for after Mike Messina got back in touch with me a little while ago. I'm really interested to see if he actually does open the fromage back up because if he makes
mm,
that happen, that's a place I would like to have it. Honestly, if the world was right and just, to have it back at the flagship would be special too because that's where it all started.
yeah. Whoa,
So, so,
throwback nostalgia.
I'm putting a lot of thought into it on how I want to do it. Do I want to try and find another space, or do I want to take it back to where it all began? Both
Mm,
options are they have their pluses and minuses, but
yeah, no doubt.
eventually I'm going to figure it out. And also, it wouldn't be right if I can't get my original flow session team because in a perfect world, I would have Nino, Francesca, and myself,
Yeah,
and Brother Jay as the first host. He was the first person I asked to host. Big up to Jason Marcellus, aka Brother Jay, um,
yeah,
because of, because when that thing came together, he introduced me to Blue. Some people know him as Brad Bathgate. I know him as Blue.
yo,
Um, he set the
I've
bar
been
so
seeing that
high.
so long.
Well, I every now and then I drop on his social media just to see what he's up to.
Mm,
Um, Blue was that high caliber dude that because of him I got to have people who were on Def Poetry show up
yeah,
in year
that's
one.
what's
I did
up.
more in year one than I thought I was going to do. So it's a
Wow.
lot of people I would love to involve. If I do this reunion, I have to do it right to pay homage to the people
Yeah.
from year one
Oh
who
yes.
really, really turned it into something that went way past what I had planned.
I was hiding in
Because
them
because
years. Like I ain't getting up there.
because honestly, I had a 2 year program for the flow session. I was only gonna do it for 2 years. I wanted to
Mm,
do it for two and then move on to something else, but it took a life of its own,
yeah,
and
that thing
I
grew,
got
man.
more years out of it than I thought.
There's a lot of love, man. There's a lot of love in the atmosphere, and I think it was just like I said, them first couple of years, I was in the background in the shadows, like I ain't getting up there. No, no, they in
But the thing
here.
is, even if you didn't get up the first year, honestly, the number of people that have gone through and me seeing their growth, it
Mm,
made it so worth it. Whenever you decided that you were ready to jump in, I'm like,
yeah.
come on. Even Kaya Payne, when she first came to the flow session, she was nervous the first time.
It was a lot of hitters
But look
there,
at
man. Like, whoa.
she's one of the most outspoken people I know in this thing that we call the arts. She
Mm,
goes heavy. So me getting to see all these people's growth, it it
that's
it really touched me. I feel
yeah.
validated from the success that the other people have had. I'm like, you know
Hey,
what?
man.
I did something right. If I didn't do anything else right, I did that right.
That's what's up. That's how it's supposed to be, man. We connect and build this thing to such a point where people be able to branch off and make their own brands. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
grow manifestations that they want to. If that's not happening, yo, man. I was talking to Lady Sarcasm about the same thing. Tammy Muhammad. She's from up in Philly. And we were talking about the same thing. Like, yo, you're supposed to at some point. It's a growth. You know what I mean? There's a maturity. I'm past that. I'm matured now. Not that I'm grateful for all of what happened, but now my mind is like in a different space, and I'm not the same person anymore. So like we should just start branding off, and we start getting what we like to do, and putting our hands into other things. You know what I mean? So lotion, Dodge, my cut. Y'all did that for me, man. Y'all did that for me.
Big up, big up, Dave Harris. Got it. I gotta give him his props too, because he really expanded and took the show on the road for real.
But the endeavors were just beautiful, man. We had some bumps in the roads, and we had some scars and some bruises, but we learned from them and we grew with them. You know what I mean? It's like it's a growing. And take what you get, the seeds that you get from them, plant them somewhere else. Let's water this thing. And that's what I appreciate about y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all always stand with me. And I don't care what goes. I gotta call my brother. I don't know what y'all thinking. But we've been through too much, man. We wore too much.
Yeah. But I say the kids did all right. I think they all did okay.
The kids did all right. Yeah. Hey, yo, listen, I thank you for joining me tonight, man. It's always an honor. It's always a pleasure, man. We always got good stuff to talk about.
Well, you know what? We got to have a real conversation after the election is over. I can't wait to see. Next couple of days are going to be very interesting. If they weren't interesting before, it's crunch time now. It's going to be real interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's going to get a little hectic. They already burning the ballot boxes. You see that? They torching ballot boxes.
You know what? These days, I'm not surprised by anything now. Nothing surprises me anymore at all.
Nah, man. It doesn't, man. Stuff is just taking on a different role that it shouldn't be. You know?
Yeah, the world is very different now. All bets is off, and how Steve, you want to say, we are amazed but not amused by all the things you say and do.
That part. Are you not entertained? I feel like Shaq. Can you dig it? Oh, man, look, stuff is going on.
I'm here for the shenanigans. I'm here for the giggles. Just keep your energy when it don't go your way.
That part. Yeah, keep that same energy.
Keep it. No, that's yours to keep.
I'm gonna have my bag of snacks out on election day, just walking around eating my snacks. Like, keep that same energy. I see you over there with that red.
You know what I really wish, and I hope Jersey's doing it. I'm seeing DJs have set up at the voting places. They're going to be They're going to have DJs, and I don't know if they're doing it here in Jersey. I know they're definitely doing it in Philly. But yeah, I would have loved to have set up somewhere that was let's just say Kamala friendly and just play all day.
That part. We know most of our DJs just setting up shop anyway. Like, I'm gonna go right across the street, put my speakers up in the parking lot. We gonna party. Yeah, come on, bro. Let me know what you're doing.
Oh, man.
We got this powerful polling party.
You know what?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to do something. Let's say like this: if we win, the celebration let's say the election is Tuesday. That means my celebration will start when the votes are counted, and I might just DJ through the night until the next morning.
Yeah, what? That's what I'm talking about. We pulling all nighters out this thing.
Yeah, I think I might have to make it the great all nighter.
Let me know where to pull up at.
Okay. Well, as I've always said, stay tuned.
Real talk. Hey, bro, I'm gonna let you up out of here so you can get back to the wife. I love you, man.
Yeah, because she already gave me a curfew, so I'm going home now.
Oh my God, I can't. Yo, man, I love you, man. Keep it real.
Hey,
stay
love
up.
you back.
Listen, just keep me in tune. Stay tuned. You know what I mean?
Oh, most definitely. And
Shout out
you
to
get one of these.
everybody praying for everyone. Sending mad love to Ab. Shout out to Ab Omar and Abdullah's passing of
Passing of
Miss
the
Audrey,
night. Yeah.
Miss Audrey Hart. That's
Yeah,
big in the
Miss
community.
Audrey will definitely be missed for real.
Yeah, she will be missed. So our hearts go out to the fam and to everyone impacted by this loss. Shout out to everyone who's been praying for my love. Pray for her healing and her strength. We're going to keep pushing that prayer over in her way, her favor. Talk to God. You know what I mean? You don't got nothing to say. Just say, God, have your way. That's it. And yo, I'm praying for all of y'all. I love y'all. Y'all know that y'all the dopest audience out here. I'll keep a sister rolling. Next week, we got Milwaukee rolling through this thing. Wait till y'all see the surprise I got for y'all. Oh my God, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So I will definitely be. I will be a spectator for your next broadcast. And like I said, after the election, we immediately getting back together, whether it's on your platform or mine. We gonna talk about it.
No doubt, no diggity. I love you, man. Hey, y'all
Love
keep
you
it real.
now.
Stay tuned and stay locked. We here, Stage Left. Your big sis,
Yes,
L Penton, and my big bro, DJ Abel, aka Shawn Wright. Yo, we out of this.
I'll take that. All right, peace.